This is incredible.
Failure's not an option.
Oh, yeah, it is.
We got a problem, Houston.
Brainstormers, Sunday nights at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday, sun and a few passing clouds. High 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday night, a few clouds from time to time. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 74. Here's our 7-day outlook.
At Ancestry, we call it a hint. Simply type in a name and follow the Ancestry leaf far into your family's past. A past filled with stories that intrigue and inspire. And in doing so, reveal the one unique, improbable, and completely remarkable path that led to you. Discover your story. Start searching for free now at Ancestry.com.
I have a video I want you to watch, and no matter what, I need you to stay focused. Don't take your eyes off the screen.
It's hard to stay focused. Text message alerts from Chevy let you send a text response at the touch of a button so you can focus on driving.
This will make it a little easier to keep my eye on the road.
It's amazing.
So, you say men are superior drivers?
Yeah.
Then how'd I get this?
Safe driving bonus check. Every 6 months without an accident, Allstate sends a check. Okay. Silence. Are you in good hands?
Got some work to do. If you need me, I'll be cleaning the gutters.
Today, the house won't know what hit it. Show the garage who's boss. Check.
Oh.
Put a new shine on the family wheels. Check. Tame the jungle you call a yard. Check.
Nice work, guys. You earned this back. Oh, who's Jeremy? And he texts a lot.
New mobile plan?
Thank you.
Done. With everything you need for spring at Walmart's low prices you can trust every day. What project will you take on?
Then you can ask me for my credit card so you can charge me on the down low. 2 weeks later, look, Credit Karma.
Oh, are you talking to websites again?
It's saying free credit score.
Credit Karma? Yeah, it's actually free. Look, you don't have to put in your credit card information. Credit Karma, really free credit.
Replacing old drain lines used to mean tearing up floors and walls and digging a huge trench in your house, but not anymore. Now there's trenchless drain line repair. Our trenchless pipelining method creates a new permanent pipe inside the existing pipe. A liner saturated with epoxy is inserted into the pipe. A bladder is inflated until the epoxy hardens to form a new pipe inside the old pipe. It's removed and the pipe is ready for use, better than new. Need a drain line repair? Go trenchless. Call Quick Plumbers today.
Habitat for Humanity of Palm Beach County is a nonprofit organization dedicated to bringing people together to build safe, decent, affordable housing to serve low-income and hardworking families in our community. You can help Habitat's mission through home sponsorship, monetary donations, volunteering, or by donating sellable household items and building supplies to our restores. You can learn more at habitatpbc.org.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ.
All right, thanks for staying with us. You know, April, but it's still time for winter weather update because we are going to see snow in some areas that are used to seeing April snow.
We are. It's going to be west. Well, we have not talked west snow, I feel like, all winter. It's just been a dud of a season in the west. But look at this. We've had 21 named storms, started with Astro. We've ended with Ultima, but Could we be looking at our V-name storm before all is said and done? That'd give us 22 for the season.
We'll have to find out.
Let's reveal and show you what's going on with the atmosphere. I love this map, Alex, because it shows you all the tracks of our winter storms this season. Lots of action in the east.
Absolutely.
We actually had a lot of action across the south and the Midwest.
But not much as you look out to the
Look
west.
at the west, especially, Colorado, we had a little bit. California basically got shut out.
Right.
The Northwest didn't get a ton of action. A lot of the resorts really suffered this year. They had huge deficits in snow. Most of the California resorts are closed way early. But our next track could come from the North Pacific and then zoom its way right down into the Colorado Rockies, where a lot of the resorts are going to close this coming weekend. So this would be a nice...
One last hurrah.
Yeah, one last hurrah, one last big dump of snow before they close the season. Okay, so here comes our low. We're going to model this in the atmosphere and watch this break off to another piece of energy. Comes right down through the front range. So it looks like the northern Rockies down through Wyoming, Yellowstone maybe, then down into Denver gets that snow. And there's that flow that comes in from the east. That means upslope flow.
Right. Anybody in Denver knows, all right, east wind, that's going to be an upslope flow. And you can see the snow really just pile up.
It really does.
Right once you get to that elevation.
It's amazing because out here in Kansas and in Nebraska, flat terrain, eastern Colorado is pancake flat until basically you get to Denver. And then the elevation changes dramatically. So you're taking all this air and you're forcing it upwards to cool and condense very, very quickly. And next thing you know, you've got snow that develops and it comes down in bucketfuls sometimes if you can keep a very persistent east wind. And we think we're going to have that for at least a day, maybe a day and a half here.
And we're going to see some decent snowfalls, up to 8 inches in parts of Idaho.
So Idaho's still got some late season skiing to do. Same for us in Montana. Yellowstone will have some fresh snowpack for you. And then coming down to, say, Park City, we'll have some fresh snow here. And the snow that comes right back down into northern Colorado. Steamboat Springs will get some snow. Might be too little too late. The resorts are closed there. And then maybe back down through, say, Breckenridge or Aspen Vale. I think we get snow, and they'll be closing this coming week. So I think we're fine. Oh, I'm sorry. I did that. That was my mistake. I did that. So we'll get rid of that.
We were looking at the folks in Breckenridge the past 2 hours. They've been looking like they're having a great time.
Yeah, whatever. I got my sunglasses on. I got my sunscreen on. Spring skiing sometimes is the best there. A lot of people go there for spring break. So I think they'll have some fine snow up in the elevation. Denver's going to be so tricky for us because temperatures are key. Thursday we're 41. Friday we're 52. So it's a nighttime thing. And even then, temperatures are above freezing. So not banking on a lot of accumulation in Denver.
So it's not going to be a hugely impactful storm.
No, I think it's an inch or two in Denver. It's slushy. It gets off the streets very easily. Afternoon sunshine. If we get some in these temperatures, it melts so quickly. Denver, though, it's March and April, our biggest snow months,
so
by the way.
this isn't anything that they're not used to.
Be a surprise. It's late in the season, so once you get that tease of 70 or 80 degree weather, you think, okay, let's just go right into summer. But there it is. March and April offer up more than 20 inches of snow in Denver, so April will usually get snow, so this is not a shock.
And anything you know about Denver is fall, you get the snow, they'll warm back up and you get back out there.
Just like that.
All right. Thank you so much, Mike. Dave, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Mike and Alex. You know, in the weather business, we're looking for swirls. We're looking for counterclockwise swirl action at all levels of the atmosphere here in the northern hemisphere. And of course, counterclockwise would be, well, one of those. There's a swirl, right? Over West Texas. Flooding like crazy. Here's another one. Coming in from the Gulf of Alaska. That's actually going to kick this one out and send it to the East Coast later on in the week. And then there is well, let me show you what's going to happen with these things. This thing is going to leave here tomorrow, cause some flooding in the Ohio Valley. West Virginia's got a flood watch in effect for most of the state. But then this thing, which kicks it out, is going to settle in here for the second half of the week and give us more headaches with flooding here across the southern plains and parts of the southeast. I want to show you some really cool little swirls. This is Los Angeles, and this is a visible satellite image. Notice how the wind, these low stratus clouds, catch these mountainous islands, and the wind starts to swirl in behind, even right along the coast. Look at that. Huh? These little swirls. Say goodbye, Alex and Keith.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday, sun and a few Tuesday night, a few clouds from time to time. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 74. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Happening now on Weather Center Live. Storms across the south with heavy rain, enough to create flood dangers from Texas to Florida.
Plus a community mourning after last week's deadly EF4 tornado. We have the latest from northern Illinois.
And a rare look at that massive twister. One man stuck in the path of the storm with nowhere to go. Our experts are here to break down the incredible footage. But we start with our big story tonight, and it's those storms that are pushing through the south right now. Alongside Keith Carson, I'm Alex Wallace.
You mean in front of Keith Carson, you're Alex Wallace. And if you're in the south this week, it's going to be bad for your tan. Not much sun, ton of rain, and heavy downpours that could result in some flash flooding across the south. They actually had some already. This is the earlier scene in Fort Worth, Texas. Rain falling hard and fast, flooding some streets to waist level. Some drivers forced to abandon their vehicles. Fortunately, no injuries reported in that area. And across the state and western parts of Texas, deep water in Lamesa, which is south of Lubbock. Ray Brasher captured this footage, which shows trucks moving through the deep flood waters. And Alex, that reminds me of Oregon Trail. Do you remember when they asked if we want to ford the river? That's basically what those people are doing there.
You're right about that. Taking it back old school. I love it, Keith. All right, well, we're tracking that rain east. This is a live look at Memphis, Tennessee here for you. And it's not a very pretty picture. It's a gray, just nasty looking time. We've got the potential for up to 3 inches of rain this week there, with the potential for even some isolated severe storms as well as flash flooding. So let's talk about this threat here, just sort of deluge of rain that we're going to be dealing with here across the southern tier of the country this week. It's not just 1 or 2 days, several days of having to deal with it. And right now you can see the big picture, a lot of rain showers and some storms to track out there. Let's get on into Texas here, where we've been following some of this rain, and that's led to some even flash flood warnings here for you just south of the Lubbock area, Borden, Dawson, Howard counties until 6:15 local time. A flash flood warning is there, and then just to the south and east of that in Mitchell County, that includes Colorado City, until 7 o'clock, also a flash flood warning. So in these areas here, we got to be careful. If you see any ponding out there, please turn around. Don't drown. The same force as we slide into Oklahoma, Haskell, McIntosh, Pittsburgh counties here until 7:30. And then just to the east there, as we work our way over towards Fort Smith, just west there as you cross the state line, you run into a flash flood warning as well. LaFleur and Latimer counties until 10 o'clock. So we've been dealing with the rain in some of those areas for several hours, leading to some of these issues. Then we move along the Gulf Coast, also another area where we've seen quite a bit of rain. Earlier today we saw it, and more ongoing here from Pensacola to Crestview, and this whole mass is going to continue to migrate its way right along Interstate 10. We're talking about some very heavy rain to contend with. Mobile, at least at this point in southern Alabama, you're getting a chance to dry out. And into North Georgia, spotty showers in place here for us. In and around the Atlanta area, you may run into a little bit of this. Athens to Gainesville, and even sliding south towards the Macon area, that chance for a few showers in play. Here's your forecast. ATL, heading Tuesday morning, some storms. Wednesday also stormy, and Thursday we've got wet weather to deal with. So again, lasting for quite some time. Well, for more on the storms, let's send it to Mike Bettis, who's in the lab.
All right, thank you very much, Alex. Obviously, some pretty vigorous weather starting to get going now across Texas. Some opportunities for severe thunderstorms that could produce some big hail, and would not rule out the chance for some funnel clouds to form here as well. Let's show you the setup, because we've got a very active jet stream, especially focused on the south. So a lot of moisture out ahead of our the frontal system here that's really going to plague us here, especially across the southeast, but also maybe trigger some storms across Texas. The low itself is spinning right in there. You can probably see the counterclockwise flow around that, and just enough energy in the atmosphere spinning around that to cause some opportunities for severe storms here in Texas, and then the subsequent flooding for us across the southern states. Here's a look at the radar, and right between these two lows, there's a hot spot for severe storms. It's going to be really on the lee side of this low through central Texas. Some pretty active weather here, and a couple of flash flood warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings. This one just south of I-20, south of Abilene. This is a big, tall, 40,000-foot tall thunderstorm here coming right near Coleman, by the way. This is Coleman County, near the town of Novus here. And notice that that storm is really beginning to build. We're going to tilt this three-dimensionally so you can get a feel for how tall this thunderstorm is. And it's way up here in the top of the storm, by the way, where the air temperature is the coldest, where we've got upward flowing air, and you get hail that starts to form in the top of that. And so we've had some reports potentially of as much as ping pong ball size hail with some of these storms in Texas. There's the hail tracker coming, we believe now, north of Coleman, right around Novus. We've had hail reports there of more than 2 inches in diameter. But there's the severe thunderstorm warning that goes until 5:15 this evening. Larger area of severe storms today. That remains in effect for, say, San Antonio and Austin, Houston, New Orleans, and Dallas. So some large metro areas that could be impacted by severe storms. Not to mention the very heavy rain that will fall all across the southern states. A big bullseye here, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Through Friday, another 3 to 5 inches of rain, Keith, and flooding and flash flooding will be a big issue, and no sunshine in the forecast for the south this week.
Yeah, you're right about that. Thank you, Mike, for that report. And the cleanup continues in northern Illinois after an EF4 tornado blasted through Rochelle and Fairdale last Thursday evening. The progress has been slow as some roads in the area are still not clear of debris. And the power company is hopeful that service will be restored by tomorrow. 2 people died as a result of that tornado that destroyed more than 20 buildings. And this is new footage of the beginning of that massive tornado. Ed Hickler captured the formation of the storm in Franklin Grove, Illinois, that is southwest of Rochelle. Watch as the tornado touches down and moves west to east, and it became more rope-like after that. Some more new footage from this weekend shows just how massive that storm became. So that's what it looks like when it got stronger. This is from Sam Smith. He saw this on the highway, unsure of what the tornado track was, and with nowhere to go, he was stuck in the path of the monster storm. In 10 minutes, Mike Bettis and our weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, will break down this incredible footage and show you what the driver did right and wrong as that storm approached. Meanwhile, tonight we're also getting new pictures in from East Texas showing damage from an EF2 tornado that touched down last week. These photos are coming into us from the National Weather Service in Shreveport. The tornado brought winds of 105 to 115 mile per hour range. You can see damage to some of the roofs there. It happened on Thursday, which was the same day as the massive EF4 tornado that hit Illinois. So not as big a damage, but certainly some new pictures coming on into us from that. Alex?
All right, Keith. Will snow in April? Come on, really? Well, actually, it's not as unlikely as you may think, particularly in a spot like Denver. Ahead on Weather Center Live, we are tracking a system that could bring up to a foot of snow to Colorado by the end of the week. We'll be timing out the chance for snow. That's all coming in after your local on the 8s.
Experience your Virgin Islands nice. Book one of our packages today.
The more you learn about your insurance, the more gaps you may find. Like how you may be covered for this, but not for something like this. Talk to farmers and see what gaps could be hiding in your coverage.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
The wizarding world of Harry Potter, now with Diagon Alley and the Hogwarts Express. Come and live it. Universal Orlando Resort.
Hey neighbor, get rid of unwelcome grass and weeds with expert advice and the right products at your neighborhood Ace, like Roundup Weed and Grass Killer, only $13.99 after $4 instant savings. Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Your heart is precious. One of many ways to support its health is new True Heart from One A Day. It's the only heart health supplement with ingredients to both help lower bad cholesterol and support healthy blood pressure, and also includes CoQ10. Try new True Heart.
A moment is easy to miss. I mean, it happens so fast. But when you catch one, you keep it forever. Don't miss a moment. The Stanley Cup playoffs begin Wednesday. Every game, every night.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday, sun and a few passing clouds. High 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday night, a few clouds from time to time. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 74. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather ever caught on camera. Oh my God! Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight, wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Some things are not what they appear to be. Other things are exactly what they appear to be. The 306 horsepower Lexus IS 350, as aggressive as it looks.
Game night. Oh, it's a house and a car. So far, you're horrible at this, Flo. You got no talent for drawing, Flo. House, car. Oh, raise the roof. No one? Remember when we used to raise the roof, Diane? Oh, quiet, Richard. I'm trying to make sense of Flo's terrible drawing. I'll draw the pants off that thing. Oh, hats on hamburgers. Dancing. Drive-in movie theater. Home and auto. Squares. Lamp. Lines. Stupid, dumb. No! Home and auto bundle from Progressive. Saves you money. Yay, game night. So much fun.
It's more than the cloud. It's multi-layered security and flexibility. With CenturyLink, you get advanced technology solutions, including cloud and hosting services, all from a trusted IT partner. CenturyLink, your link to what's next.
Here we are looking live at Denver, Colorado. Right now we're in the upper 60s. Got some clouds over there, but the sun, a little bit of that peeking through as well. But guess what? How about a little bit of the white stuff flying from the sky? The chance for some snow as we work our way into the mid part of the week. A couple of inches. It's not out of the question. So nice and mild now, but things will quickly change. Not totally unusual for us in Denver to get that taste of some snow at this time of the year. April, one of the snowier months in the year. All right, so let's talk about this snow that's going to be coming into the Rockies here for the middle part of our week. And there you are, Denver. Here's your forecast. Now, Wednesday afternoon will be a little cooler than where we are now, mid-50s, but still warm enough that it's just going to be rain. But then as we start to move into Thursday and Friday, we mix in some of that snow with the rain. Looks like Friday's starting to warm back up there into the 50s. So where's this all coming from? Well, we have to look towards the north and the west. We've got a bit of a front beginning to move its way into the northwest. Right now, bringing some showers there into western Washington as well as into Oregon. That system's going to slide its way east. We're going to have some chillier air that'll be in place with the dip in the jet stream here for us. So with that in mind, things getting a little colder and our storm system around, that's going to mean at least the chance as we work our way through the higher terrain of the Intermountain West for a little bit of snow. So let's start you off tomorrow here. Anywhere in the blue, that's where we have it. Parts of northern Nevada working into Idaho, heading into Tuesday night. That shifts east. So now western parts of Montana getting into even Wyoming. Around Yellowstone could see some snow, and that continues into your Wednesday. Notice even sneaking down now into northwestern portions of Colorado. Looks like Denver itself again Wednesday, starting out with mostly the rain. You have to get up into the higher terrain to run into some of that snow. How much? Well, this goes through our Friday. And again, we're not talking blockbuster amounts and not all that widespread, but a general 3 to 5, maybe a little more as you get into the higher peaks there as you get into north central sections of Idaho, maybe 5 to 8 inches possible there. And then you work your way a little bit farther west, again, generally 3 to 5 here in the western portions of the state of Wyoming. Keith?
All right, thanks, Alex. Meanwhile, rain will be an issue across the south, in Texas, in through Florida this week, much like this school bus in Fort Worth this morning, driving through that deep water through the morning commute. Yeah, that's not fun. You can drive through that amount, though, so that's good news at least. Let's take you to LaPorte, Texas. Admittedly, I just Googled where LaPorte, Texas is, but it is southeast of the Houston area. Thunderstorms are in the forecast through the week there. They've got some sunshine right now, but it's destabilizing sunshine because it's going to be dew points in the 70s right now. So any kind of sunshine you get will act to get the atmosphere going. More showers and thunderstorms around. Let's talk about I-10 here over the next couple of days. I-10, if you're not familiar, runs through Houston, New Orleans, down all the way into Mobile, and in through Tallahassee as well. So it's a southern roadway. So tonight, showers and thunderstorms around pretty much everywhere. Now, there's going to be times, like we just showed you outside of Houston, where it's not raining, but there will also be times with some heavier downpours. The system is stalled out here. So tomorrow, we're thinking Houston, New Orleans. Mike Seidel on his way to New Orleans, so they're positioning him where they think they'll see the most rainfall down towards that area, southern Louisiana, maybe in through Mobile, and maybe lightening up a little bit on the northern side of it through tomorrow. But again, a lot of this is kind of pop-up in nature. And then on Wednesday, still raining in New Orleans, Mobile, and through Tallahassee. Watch a place like Pensacola, by the way, because they've already gotten a lot of rain, and they could see other heavy waves move in. Flooding happened there. Was it last year? They had some really big flooding this time of the year. That could happen again this year if we don't watch it. Thursday, showers and storms still over the same area. And here's the rain that we're predicting here through Thursday. Now, the bullseyes are really hard to nail down, but you can see that we've got with one across southern parts of Louisiana, just kind of thinking that there's extra moisture down towards the Gulf of Mexico. As you head farther to the north, we could see some lighter amounts. But anywhere on Interstate 10, Alex, we're going to see showers and storms here all the way through Thursday, and really after that as well.
Soggy times. Well, what would you do if you were stuck on the road and a massive tornado was pushing towards you? I can think of a couple of things that aren't fit for TV, but Mike Bettis and severe weather expert Dr. Greg Ford break down new footage of a man who was nearly caught up in last week's huge EF4 tornado.
Scary. Our oath isn't an empty gesture. It's the heart and soul of Terminix Nation. The Terminix Ultimate Protection Guarantee. A vow that we kill every termite in your home. Not here, not now, not in my house. Terminix.
How do I get hotel deals nobody else gets?
Trust me, I'm a great negotiator.
Priceline Negotiator.
60% off.
40.
60.
40.
60.
40.
40.
60.
Trust me, they can't say no to me. I've been doing this for 20 years.
Can I get an upgrade?
Trust me, and you'll never overpay again. Seriously?
I'm trusting you.
Exclusive hotel deals up to 60% off. Priceline.com.
Americans, 83% try to eat healthy, yet up to 90% fall short in getting key nutrients from food alone. Let's do more. Add One-A-Day Women's, complete with key nutrients we may need, plus bone health support with calcium and vitamin D. One-A-Day Women's.
Shopping for the family used to cause a lot of stress between me and my budget. But thanks to Fingerhut, we have found our happy place.
Life is definitely sweeter.
At Fingerhut.com, we got approved to shop with low monthly payments, over 200,000 items with brand names like Samsung, Dyson, DeWalt, and with great family stuff like this Samsung TV.
And even our yoga mats.
All you got to do is click on over to Fingerhut.com and get the credit you deserve to get all kinds of great stuff for the family.
How average shirts handle the heat. How Duluth Trading Armachillo shirts handle the heat. Duluth Armachillo shirts with torso cooling technology. Crank the cold. Get one. Only at DuluthTrading.com.
Control the weather, so we build things to harness it.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
When muscle aches or arthritis pain grip you,
Break the grip with odor-free Aspercream. Maximum strength medicine clinically proven to relieve muscle and joint pain fast with no odor, so all you notice is relief. Aspercream. Break the grip of pain.
Many prescriptions can cause dry mouth. ACT Dry Mouth Mouthwash and new toothpaste relieve dry mouth symptoms with soothing formulas that strengthen teeth and freshen breath. ACT Stronger Teeth and Dry Mouth Relief. To soothe dry mouth on the go, try ACT Dry Mouth Lozenges.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera. Oh my God! Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild Weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday, sun and a few passing clouds. High 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday night, a few clouds from time to time. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 74. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is a tornado, and I cannot tell which way it is going, so I don't know how to get away from it. But it looks like it's coming right towards me.
An incredible video into us here at the Weather Channel. You just heard Sam Smith's reaction as it got too close to that EF4 tornado.
Yeah, that's the tornado that tore through the towns of Rochelle and Fairdale, Illinois, killing 2 women. And it's video like this keeps you sort of wondering about how to keep your family safe during severe weather.
Yeah, let's bring in some expert analysis. Meteorologist Mike Bettis and severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes. And guys, you know, one thing that struck me, he was too close, but he seemed to remain calm, and that's worth something.
Yeah, amazingly level-headed in this whole situation, Greg. You know, we take a look at this, and we've looked at this quite a few times. There are a few things that Sam did wrong, a few things he did right. So let's kind of back this up from the beginning and walk us through this.
Yeah, indeed. Well, he initially says that it's hard to tell which way the tornado is going, and that's the problem. He's so close here that it usually takes a minute or so to watch it to identify whether it's coming directly toward you or to your left or to your right or whatever. And when you're this close, that minute is too long to be waiting.
Right, and if you're moving, you really can't get any perspective. Another thing that might have been working against him, Dr. Forbes, is there's like a hill in front of him. You can't really see where the funnel's in touch with the ground.
Yeah, that's exactly the case. We do know that he's on an expressway that goes southbound, and just sort of knowing tornadoes in this area, you probably expect that the tornado is going to make some angle toward the road from right to left here, and that's indeed what it does. But you don't know if it's going to come right over top of you as it crosses the road.
So it's a big tornado. He's basically parked at an underpass here. There's no ditch for him to get in, but an underpass not necessarily where to
somewhere
go.
There you can see big pieces of debris. Now at this point, it's real close. He is really close. It's too close, and you're seeing big pieces of debris going from left to right. So the tornado is to his south. It's rotating counterclockwise, so we're getting that north side east winds that are pushing across and getting pretty strong. Probably a big piece of sheet metal or something like that went across the road.
All right, so we look at this roadway. To the right, there doesn't look to be much of a ditch or anything like that to get into. The median, though, he had talked about he didn't know which way to go. Maybe he could have gone the other way, Dr. Forbes. He'd have had to go through the median and get on the northbound lanes to get away from it.
Yeah, at this point, he's too close. I think you're probably too close to be trying to drive anymore. But just before, when he was asking where he didn't know where it was going, he probably would have been best if he could to head backwards, because it was certainly a big tornado that was going to come close to him. You can advance this again, and we'll have a look a little bit more.
Oh, it's so close. And you can see the winds right at the ground there.
Yeah, now we're beginning to really pull in some of the inflow, so it's beginning to go slightly from left to right, but it's also beginning now to go down the highway, and we'll quickly see here and pause it again at some point here. at some point we'll see that there are some actually white spots or lighter spaces. It gets multiple vortices in there. You'll see that some of the wind is going right down, roll it again, some of the wind is going right down from north, and then at the end you'll see going from it, now it's passing them, you'll see the winds are going from right to left.
You can see the trees bending back into the flow into that.
What we also see here is he's gotten under an overpass. That's certainly a bad thing to do, but one thing that he did right, he crouched down at least where he was, so he was sheltering down inside the vehicle.
And what seemed to put him in this predicament was there were a lot of cars behind him. There wasn't much opportunity for him to get anywhere back farther north away from the storm, so he ended up having to go south. So we can say this conclusively, pretty lucky guy.
Very, very lucky. There were multiple funnels in there. Had one of those hit him, he was saying that he was almost picked up. He could very well have been picked up and tossed into the tornado.
Yeah, amazing stuff. And glad that Sam is here today to share his video with us, guys. But this is about as close as you'd ever want to get to a tornado.
Yeah, closer. Thank you, Mike and Dr. Forbes. Straight ahead, we're tracking storms on the radar, a lot of them.
Yep, these ones have the northeast in the crosshairs. The severe threat is low, but plenty of rain and showers to talk about. How long you'll need that umbrella, that's next.
Hands were made for talking. Feet, tiptoeing. Better things than the pain, stiffness, and joint damage of moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis. Before you and your rheumatologist decide on a biologic, ask if Xeljanz is right for you. Xeljanz tofacitinib is a small pill, not an injection or infusion, for adults with moderate to severe RA for whom methotrexate did not work well. Xeljanz can relieve RA symptoms and help stop further joint damage. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers have happened in patients taking Xeljanz. Don't start Xeljanz if you have any infection, unless okay with your doctor. Tears in the stomach or intestines, low blood cell counts, and higher liver tests and cholesterol levels have happened. Your doctor should perform blood tests before you start and while taking Xeljanz, and routinely check certain liver tests. Tell your doctor if you have been to a region where fungal infections are common, and if you have had TB, hepatitis B or C, or are prone to infections. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take. One pill, twice daily. Xeljanz can reduce RA pain and help stop further joint damage, even without methotrexate. Ask about Xeljanz.
According to the U.S. Department of Energy, most homes have air leaks and drafts that waste so much energy, it's like leaving a window open in your home all year long. Don't let another year go by. Call Champion Windows at 844-4CHAMPION. And right now, when you buy 2 rooms of windows, you get the 3rd room free. Plus, Champion now offers no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. So call 844-4CHAMPION today. Because every home needs a champion.
We all enter this world with a shout. Robert! And we see no reason to stop. So CVS Health is creating industry-leading programs and tools that help people stay on medicines as their doctors prescribed. It could help save tens of thousands of lives every year. And that would be something worth shouting about. CVS Health, because health is everything.
Morning's got you a little... Grab the good energy of Quaker Oats, one of nature's most perfect energy sources. It's how we help keep go-getters like you going and getting, one bite at a time. Quaker Up.
True Green presents the Yardleys.
Drives down the lane. Beautiful.
Oh, come on.
The big man underneath.
Come on, it was in the pink there.
Puts it up off the glass and it's in for 2.
This is more than a lawn. This is a True Green lawn. Live life outside with True Green, America's #1 lawn care company. Spring is on. Start your True Green lawn plan today. True Green, live life outside.
I'm Sam. Jim's here as well this morning.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
that was good.
And if you're watching AMHQ, then you know we got you up and out this morning. We love to see your pictures. All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday, sun and a few passing clouds. High 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday night, a few clouds from time to time. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 74. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather ever caught on camera. Oh my God! Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight, wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. Heavy rain leading to flash flooding. In fact, that's the threat across the south this week from Texas all the way east to Florida.
Yeah, scenes like this one out of West Texas is deluge in La Mesa, Texas. Cars struggling to make it through the deep, brown, muddy waters. That's what's going on behind us there.
Well, we look live now from New Orleans to the ATL. The south, it's on the soaky side tonight. And we're just messengers here, but you're going to be getting drenched just about all week long. And these storms bring the potential for some flooding. And that's something that we're keeping a close eye on. Keith?
I'm sorry, did you say soaky side? Is that a thing?
Hey, it sounded right.
All right, well, we've got a new word. It's going to be soaky across parts of the south and southeast here. And look at it all coming in here from the Gulf of Mexico. A couple flash flood warnings in here. That's the green. The yellow here is we have a severe thunderstorm warning in there. So a couple of stronger storms popping up across parts of Texas right now. But we'll start across parts of the southeast out towards Savannah into Jacksonville. It's off and on rain. That's been the deal. And it's not going to rain consistently all the way through Friday, but there are going to be periods of rain here, and it's going to be really hard to plan stuff. Look at Pensacola. I mentioned before, we need to watch them because they've seen some really heavy rain already, about 11 inches of rain total. They can tolerate quite a bit there, but if they continue to get this through the week, we'll have to watch them. Little Rock, rain there, Interstate 40. Here's our flash flood warnings in effect off Interstate 40 off to the west-northwest of Little Rock as the rain continues to pour in. And then, as I mentioned, Texas, they're considering a severe thunderstorm watch right here. Watch could be a possibility. We have warnings right now, and we also have flash flood warnings in there. So getting active in through Texas. If you take a look at our 12-hour rainfall amounts, this is what I talked about down towards Pensacola. You can see some big amounts. We're going to have to watch them. 4.7 is what the radar is coming up with here. 3 inches across eastern parts of Oklahoma. These are radar estimates, but still in towards Lubbock around 4.5. And it's only Monday, and this pattern is just going to be stuck in a rut with continuous rain here for the next couple of days. For more in-depth dive on that pattern, let's go to Mike Bettis.
All right, thank you very much, Keith. We've got some very active weather across the south. If you're not getting soaked by rain, you might be getting dumped on by some hail. Texas is going to be the recipient of that. We've got this powerful jet stream that's really focusing a lot of energy across the south. We're getting strong southerly flow, really giving us a soaking rain across our southern states. But also, we've got this low that's formed here in Texas, and that's really a trigger point for some stronger storms. There's a possibility the Storm Prediction Center may issue a watch in this area through Texas for some strong storms here. Mostly hailers so far, but wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility to get some quick spin-ups of the tornadoes either. Really, everything is focused right along our front here and our low, and that through the remainder of the evening could be very, very active region. There are the showers and storms right along I-20 surrounding us in Abilene here, and the one storm around Brownwood, Texas, that could be a real issue for you. Coleman over toward May, including Cross Plains, severe thunderstorm warning, and this goes until 6 o'clock or the top of the hour. Here's a look at it three-dimensionally. It's a tall thunderstorm here. We've had cloud tops here as high as 40,000 feet. It's up at the top of these storms where you get the large hail buildups where it's very cold at the top. You get strong updrafts into that to support those larger hailstones. But impressive view on it three-dimensionally here, and the hail track on this, we're going to get potentially hail here more than 2 inches in diameter, which will easily ding up your car and even cause some damage to your roof. And there's a look at it in the high-resolution radar where you'll see any kind of pink or purple in there. That's where we've got some large hail that's embedded in that, and heavy downpours. May is next in line for this, and again, severe thunderstorm warning until 6 o'clock this evening. Large area of severe weather we could see through the remainder of the evening does include Abilene down through San Antonio and Austin over toward Dallas and Houston. Really really wouldn't rule out something happening for us in Louisiana as well. So we'll keep you updated if any watches are indeed issued. Larger picture for us across the southeast is rain, heavy rain focus for us, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Flash flood watches are in effect here. That's basically the I-10 corridor. It looks like, guys, potentially 5 straight days of rain here across the south, which is going to cause some flooding issues in multiple states.
All right, thanks so much, Mike. Well, we look live to the northeast, where you're going to want to keep the umbrellas handy. You got New York, Philly, D.C. You'll see some showers and even a few thunderstorms as a cold front begins to sweep its way through. The good news, though, the severe threat is on the low end of the scale. But again, we will be looking for some wet weather to move on in. So let's focus in on what is happening here, as again, it's a cold front, which is really the culprit for bringing in some of the wet weather. Here you are in New York tonight into tomorrow. Quiet through the overnight period until we slide into tomorrow morning. That's when we have our best chance for seeing some of those showers. So the rush hour, we could see some of that. Not expecting it to be heavy rain, but showers nonetheless, and then coming to an end by the time we start to work our way towards lunchtime. Right now, there's how it looks. Satellite view, generally quiet out there. A few passing clouds streaming across portions of New England. But it's as you head west, that's when you'll start to run into some of the rain. And there it is. And there's the cold front stretching from pretty much the middle of the country up through portions of the Ohio Valley. And as that begins to slide east, it'll take the rain with it and push it east as well. So let's time things out here for you as we head through the rest of tonight. There's some of those showers there again, Ohio Valley working to the eastern portions of the Great Lakes. Still quiet here up and down I-95, but heading through midnight now, we're talking about interior parts of the northeast, and then by tomorrow morning hitting the northeast, and by the afternoon we should start to see things quieting down, at least up towards the Mason-Dixon line. South of that, we'll still have the chance for some rain, so heads up around D.C., sliding down towards Roanoke, the Charleston area, throughout the Carolinas, the chance for some rain remains. All right, D.C. tomorrow, here you are, starting out in the morning, 7 o'clock, we've got some showers around out there, so kids to the bus stop, you'll be dealing with that, and lingering throughout a good portion of the afternoon. Keith?
All right, thanks, Alex. Just 3 days after an EF4 tornado touched down in northern Illinois, hundreds of people came together to reflect on what happened in their small town. They gave thanks for the lives spared, mourned the 2 that were lost, and looked forward to what they still have. Reporter Katie Kim from her affiliate WMAQ was there for the Sunday services.
Congregations gathered with heavy hearts.
Just knowing the other night, a few days ago, that such a monster was coming through the area.
This thing's getting big, Mom. This week's deadly tornadoes gave churchgoers in Rochelle a new perspective.
We're really thankful for our families and, thankful for what God has blessed us with.
That spirit was tested for so many families who lost their homes and their loved ones. 2 neighbors in Fairdale were killed when the twisters ripped through that town. TJ Riggs lost just about everything.
Lose my home and my business.
Riggs ran his construction business on the 1st floor. He says he's thankful no one was inside when the tornado hit. Today, he's starting over.
Buildings can be rebuilt, tools can be rebought, but people can't be brought back.
Eloy Hernandez of Rochelle says he feels the same way. This is what his home used to look like. This is what's left.
Hey, we're alive, and everything else is just, it's you can replace.
Some things you can't, like Hernandez's wife's wedding band. His neighbors combed through the rubble to look for it. This community says that is a testament.
We help one another in action
and in faith.
In these ashes and this destruction and the loss, and no matter how bad things can seem, there's always hope.
All right, well, the residents will be out there picking up the pieces in the coming days, so let's talk about the forecast for them in Fairdale. Good news, no severe weather threat for them here in the next couple of days. Temperatures actually in the upper 60, a little bit breezy on Wednesday, right around 70 on Thursday. So you never want to be doing this, you never want to be picking up the pieces, but the forecast is favorable as can be all the way through the end of the week. Alex?
All right, Keith. Well, straight ahead, we're heading to the ballpark. Yeah, today's home opener at Fenway. It was picture perfect. A far cry from conditions we saw a few short weeks ago. Yeah, after the break, we're talking to the man with the master plan in charge of clearing feet of snow and turning brown grass green. The best part, well, the secrets you can use on your lawn right now. No expensive treatments needed. Stick around. We've got that right after the break.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday, sun and a few passing clouds. High 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday night, a few clouds from time to time. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 74. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It took James Dyson 5,000 prototypes to invent the bagless vacuum. And another 10,000 to invent the only vacuum that doesn't lose suction. Thanks to patented sonic tips. Everything else is history. Search Kinetic now.
It's on! Come on, get together.
Hey! Good job!
Yeah, right.
The more you learn about your insurance, the more gaps you may find. Like how you may be covered for this, but not for something like this. Talk to farmers and see what gaps could be hiding in your coverage.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
And just like that, the snow is gone. And off you go. And every frozen second spent willing this day to come is just a warm, fading memory.
Shopping online is as easy as it gets. Wouldn't it be great if hiring plumbers, carpenters, and even piano tuners were just as simple? Thanks to Angie's List, now it is. We've made hiring anyone from a handyman to a dog walker as simple as a few clicks. Buy their services directly at angieslist.com. No more calling around, no more hassles. And you don't even have to be a member to start shopping today.
Angie's List is revolutionizing local service again. Visit angieslist.com today.
For most people, earning cash back ends here at the purchase. But the City Double Cash Card doesn't end there. It lets you earn cash back when you buy and again as you pay. That's cash back twice. It's cash back with a side of cash back. The City Double Cash Card, the only card that lets you earn cash back twice on every purchase, with 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
I've got plans, and this is my baby right now. So it's just not the right time to get pregnant. That's why I chose Skyla. Skyla is the small, flexible IUD that prevents pregnancy for up to 3 years. So for me, there are no daily pills or monthly refills. I got my Skyla placed in just a few minutes at my OBGYN's office. And if I want to try to get pregnant, I can get it removed whenever I want.
If you have a pelvic infection, get infections easily, or have certain cancers, don't use Skyla. Less than 1% of users get a serious infection called PID. If you have persistent pelvic or stomach pain, or if Skyla comes out, tell your doctor. Skyla may attach or go through the uterus and cause other problems. Pregnancy while using Skyla is uncommon, but can be life-threatening and may result in loss of pregnancy or fertility. Ovarian cysts may occur, but usually disappear. Bleeding and spotting may increase in the first 3 to 6 months and remain irregular. Periods over time usually become shorter, lighter, or may stop. Skyla does not protect against HIV or STDs.
Talk to your OBGYN about making the move to Skyla.
Check with your insurance to find out if you can get Skyla at no cost.
A message from the Pulaski Law Firm. You started there right out of high school, learned your trade and did it well. And the asbestos you handled, well, that was just part of the job. If you worked in the trades and were diagnosed with mesothelioma, get the best care available. Then call us. You may be entitled to financial compensation without ever going to court. Call 1-800-950-MESO and see how we can help. Mesothelioma. Don't fight it alone.
Whatever their stickers say, they'll all lose suction because their filters clog. But with our sonic tips oscillating at 5,000 Hertz, only new Dyson Kinetic Science won't lose suction.
We have a new severe thunderstorm watch. You can see this is in Texas. That includes Abilene, Waco, south of the Dallas area. So Dallas not included, and that is there for you until 11 o'clock local time. Storms that will be capable of producing large hail. We're talking in the order of maybe even up to 2 inch. That's approaching tennis ball size. Also the potential for some of these storms to produce some very damaging winds in excess of 70 miles per hour. So we'll keep track of any storms that fire up in this area.
All right. Well, spring has sprung. Baseball season in full swing, although I tried to throw out a first pitch last week and it got snowed out.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a good thing because I throw like...
Yeah, we don't want to see that. We don't. All right, today brought the home opener for the Boston Red Sox. It is almost startling to see just how great the field looks.
Yeah, that's because it looked like this just a few weeks ago when the city saw waist-deep snow, more than 110 inches total over the winter season.
Now, earlier today, meteorologist Paul Goodlow caught up with Fenway Park's groundskeeper. He got the inside scoop on how they got the field looking so good with some tips you can use on your own lawn right now.
We're in Boston and Fenway Park with groundskeeper for the Red Sox, Dave Miller. And 2 months ago, we had, waist deep high here. How did you get this field looking so great in such a short amount of time?
Well, a lot of great work, teamwork. We started with black sand. We threw it over top of the snow. It absorbs heat and helps melt that snow versus us physically getting out there and either plowing it or shoveling, which sometimes you have to do. But if we can melt it with black sand, that's our first choice. A lot more grass friendly.
And how much sand did you put on the field?
We only used 2.5 tons over 2.5 acres. So it's really just a dusting of sand. And it's amazing how quickly, like I say, within 2 weeks, all the snow is gone.
A lot of people out there are hoping their grass could look this green so early in the spring. And again, this is a lush green. So any tips at home that people can do to get their grass looking this good?
Yeah, first, now's a great time of the year to service their mower. Make sure it's tuned up, sharp mowing blades. You want to make sure you get a nice clean cut. And so if you're running over sticks or your dog's toys in the yard, they'll put a ding in your blade and you're not going to get that clean cut. You also want to make sure you're cutting at the highest height you can. That extra length of the grass blade will shade the roots so you don't have to water as much and you'll have a healthier turf versus cutting as short. Whether you're southern grass, you want to mow at the highest height you can, or in the northern grass like we have, a cool season grass like this, we mow it 1 inch high on the infield and the outfield for playability, but for cool season grass, people should mow 3 to 4 inches high. It'll really make a difference on the health of their plant and less stress.
All right, Dave Miller. Best of luck to you this season and fantastic work after the brutal winter you got here in Boston. 9 feet of snow. Have you ever seen that much snow?
I have not. I worked with the Packers and Milwaukee with the Brewers and seen a lot of snow, but especially in 5 weeks. That was crazy.
All right. Dave, good job.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, Alex, just so we're clear, we last saw Paul Goodlow in Vail, Colorado, a ski area, and now he's out at the Fenway. We need to work on this live shot schedule that he's got going on. I don't know. He's greasing some palms in the back here at the Weather Channel. All right, 7-day forecast down into Wednesday. We continue with the rain. That's our main story. Rain, thunderstorms down across the southeast, but we are watching some snow in through the mountains. Alex talked earlier about it's not that unusual to see snow there this time of the year, but we could get some of it into Denver. Denver's a tricky forecast. We'll watch them for Wednesday night into Thursday. Continues to rain down across the southeast. Actually pretty nice in the northeast until Friday. That's when the rain comes in. 61 in Boston, 66 in New York. Still raining across the south and southeast, so the flooding problems will be cumulative at that point. Guess what? You get a rainy weekend for your troubles as well. Still raining in Atlanta, in through Dallas, raining in through Boston, New York. We try to clear out a little bit on Sunday across parts of the Mid-Atlantic and the Carolinas. Still raining, though, in the south and southeast. It'll be 6-7 days of rain at that point. Alex?
Well, I tell you, flooding, that's one of the big concerns tonight. Heavy rain has already caused problems like this in parts of Texas, where this is happening and where more flooding is possible. That's coming in after your local on the 8s.
Your relationship with your dog is pure. It's innocent. It's work, but it's perfect. You wouldn't trade it for the world. So protect your dog with Trifexis. Trifexis is the monthly beef-flavored tablet that prevents heartworm disease, kills fleas, and prevents infestations, and treats and controls hook, round, and whipworm infections. Treatment with fewer than 3 monthly doses after exposure to mosquitoes may not provide complete heartworm prevention. The most common adverse reactions were vomiting, depression, and itching. Serious adverse reactions have been reported following concurrent extra-label use of ivermectin with spinosad, one of the components of Trifexis. Prior to administration, dogs should be tested for existing heartworm infection. you'll take it all, the good and the bad, because that's what makes your relationship irreplaceable. Protect your dog all year long with the 3-in-1 power of Trifexis. Available by prescription only. Talk to your veterinarian about how to protect every second you share together.
You know those neighbors always making weird inventions out of junk in their garage? The Weather Channel just gave them their own TV show.
Gonna be awesome!
Sunday nights.
Come on, wind! I think I just made Mother Nature my
One man's trash.
This is perfect!
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
This is incredible!
Failure's not an option.
Oh, yeah, it is. We got a problem, Houston!
Brainstormers, Sunday nights at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday, sun and a few passing clouds. High 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday night, a few clouds from time to time. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 74. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It's more than a network. It's how you stay connected. With CenturyLink as your trusted technology partner, you get an industry-leading broadband network and cloud and hosting services. CenturyLink, your link to what's next.
Capri Sun, with no high fructose corn syrup and no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. Those are your rules. Their rules?
There's 5 people who are it. You gotta hit the target. You can go over or under.
Let them figure them out. Everything they love, and now with no high fructose corn syrup. Capri Sun. Go ahead. Let them push play.
The termite swarm has come. Enter the legions of Terminix with 85 years of experience and the strongest guarantee in the business. Sorry, termites, we got our swarm of our own. Not here, not now, not in my house. Terminix.
Where do you get this kind of confidence? At your Ford dealer, that's where. Our expert trained technicians, state-of-the-art technology, and warranted parts keep your vehicle running right. It's no wonder we sold more than 3.5 million tires last year. And during the Big Tire event, get a $120 mail-in rebate on 4 select tires.
Habitat for Humanity of Palm Beach County is a nonprofit organization dedicated to bringing people together to build safe, decent, affordable housing to serve low-income and hardworking families in our community. You can help Habitat's mission through home sponsorship, monetary donations, volunteering, or by donating sellable household items and building supplies to our restores. You can learn more at habitatpbc.org.
Strong. It comes from a place where raw strength is just a starting point. Where doing something means doing it right. Where unrivaled dependability is backed by the strongest warranty in the business. And the only job is a job well done. Welcome to Strongsville. Experience Cub Cadet Strong with the new XT Enduro Series. Find exceptional financing and a dealer near you.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures, and every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ.
Well, check out this incredible footage. This is from Lubbock, Texas over the weekend. Time lapse here of a thunderstorm here that brought severe weather just east of the city, and you can see those clouds just billowing up into the sky. Looks like a little overshooting top as well there with the anvil. Just incredible. You don't get a chance to see this. Then it turns night, and you get a chance to see a little bit of the lightning as well.
That's cool. That's just, when I was a kid, that was the stuff I really got into, watching those thunderstorms build up and stuff. And obviously, I never gave it up.
Yeah. Hence you're here.
Yeah. Well, one of the paths that led me to here. Yeah. Continue.
Well, can you believe it? We are almost halfway through April, and well, snow still an issue in some spots.
Yeah, some areas of the Rocky Mountains could see up to a foot of snow this week thanks to a system that is now forming in the northwest.
Yep, let's get you out to Salt Lake City. This is live right now. What a pretty scene. Blue skies out there, but believe it or not, Old Man Winter is not done yet and is not ready to give up.
Yeah, we're tracking some snow that will reach Wyoming, Colorado, and Utah tomorrow night. We're looking at some valley rain and some mountain snow. However, Mike Bettis, a place like Denver is still kind of in the question mark for accumulation.
Yeah, so Denver is one of those tricky places because we don't sit particularly high when compared to the ski resorts in Colorado, and so the temperatures are going to be really, really key. And it looks like they're going to stay just a hair above freezing, which means it's still going to be cold enough for snow. We just may not have a lot of accumulation there in Denver, but our neighbors to the west certainly may, and that'll include places like Breckenridge. So wax them up for maybe one last week of skiing for you here. I think a lot of the resorts are closing this weekend. Now, let's take you through this and show you exactly how the winter has panned out for us. When you take a look at this map, these are the 21 named winter storms that we have had so far this season. Tons of action, by the way, in the eastern United States. A lot of southern track storms. We had quite a few Midwest track storms. What we lacked this year were western storms. Look at this. Hardly anything out here in a place like Colorado. We didn't get much, if anything, as far as big storms. We got kind of nickel and dimed here, but a lot of the resorts are way below compared to their average yearly snowfalls. Take a look at our next winter storm, though, as the guys were alluding to, coming out of the Pacific Northwest, and then maybe making a beeline here for some of our western mountains. The Wasatch, you'll be included in that, and here's how our computer models play it out for us. Low splitting off the original low, and we'll end up getting a high pressure then that forms north of that. What that generally means then is clockwise flow and an upslope wind, an east wind in Colorado, and skiers know it oh so well, generally means snow this time of year. So you get some quick condensation with this air that's forced upwards because of the slope of the mountains, and it cools and condenses very quickly, and so you maximize the snow. This is how it all works. There's that mountain area creating some lift right along the front range there, and Denver doesn't sit up high in these mountains. It actually sits more or less down toward the foothills here, and snow developing in all the resorts here. So we still got some skiing to go here in Aspen and in Vail and a place like Breckenridge. Plenty of snow for you here in Idaho, Montana. We'll do some late season skiing. Yellowstone, we'll get a fresh powder coating here. Then the Wasatch, Park City, we'll have some snow. A lot of Wyoming, then back down, say, Fort Collins, Boulder into Denver. We'll have a little bit of snow. There's Breckenridge for you, by the way. They've closed down the lift for the day. Lifts close around 4 o'clock, but you still see a little bit of snow out there, but a lot of patchy areas where you see some grass as well. That's why they only have 1 week left of skiing there. For Denver, let's run through the specifics for you. Beginning for us Thursday, but the temperatures are so key because Thursday afternoon we're 41 degrees. In the morning we're 33, so it's a morning thing, not of a lot of accumulation. And Friday, even if we get some snow, 52 in the afternoon. Everything melts, but it shouldn't be a surprise that we get snow late season like this in Denver. Things can change for us so quickly, but March and April, believe it or not, are our biggest months for snow in Colorado. About 11.5 inches in March and 9 inches in April, guys. So not out of the ordinary to see this, but when you get those hints of 70, 80 degree weather, you kind of fast forward to spring, and sometimes you put that ski season behind you.
All right, that trace in June must be painful. that ain't right.
All right, Mike, thanks. Well, let's get a check on some other weather stories that are making headlines.
Yeah, we're going to start with the international video of the day. This is in Russia, when out-of-control fires have killed 15 people, injuring hundreds more. More than 1,000 homes have been damaged. This is happening in Siberia. The fires were actually started by farmers burning grass in their fields, but strong winds quickly fanned the flames, spreading them out of control.
Well, due to weather conditions that violated the rules for launching, SpaceX has postponed today's launch. The Falcon 9 rocket carrying the Dragon spacecraft is now scheduled for a 4:10 Eastern launch tomorrow. The scheduled launch is the 6th commercial resupply mission to the International Space Station.
The Falcon 9 carrying the Dragon is totally what I would have named a rocket as a kid. Like, doesn't it sound like they just made that whole thing up?
Hey, sounds
it's
good.
Carrying the Velociraptor up into space. Thanks, guys. Hey, we got some more to talk about here, don't we?
We do. We've got Weather Center Live. That's going to be returning in 60 seconds. Too much rain, too quickly. That's what caused this mess. We'll tell you who's at risk for more flooding next.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, low 74. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday, sun and a few passing clouds. High 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday night, a few clouds from time to time. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 74. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, happening now on Weather Center Live, storms across the south with rain heavy enough to create flood dangers from Texas to Florida.
Plus, a community in mourning after last week's deadly EF4 tornado. We have the latest from northern Illinois.
And a rare look at that massive twister. One man stuck in the path of the storm with nowhere to go. Our experts are here to break down the incredible footage. But we start with our big story tonight, and those storms that are pushing through the south right now. Alongside Keith Carson, I'm Alex Wallace.
Hey, if you're there in the south this week, it's going to be a bad week for your tan. Not much sun, a ton of rain, and heavy downpours could result in some flash flooding across the region. This was the scene earlier this afternoon in Fort Worth, Texas. Rain falling hard and fast, flooding some streets to waist level. Some drivers were forced to abandon their vehicles. Fortunately, though, no injuries have been reported in the area. And across the state in West Texas, take a look at the deep water in La Mesa, which is south of Lubbock. Ray Brasher captured this footage, which shows the trucks slowly moving through the deep flood waters. And Alex, I think we're going to see more of that as the week goes on.
Yeah, you can imagine days and days and days of rain. Those are the results. Well, tracking that rain east, a live look at what Memphis is looking like in Tennessee. And it is not looking too bright there for us on Beale Street with gray skies. You can barely see because it's just so ugly looking. Well, up to 3 inches of rain expected this week there, with the potential for isolated severe storms and even some flash flooding. So let's talk about this threat here across the south as we get the deluge this week. Again, this week, not just this day. We're talking several days of having to deal with it. Just want to update you on the severe thunderstorm watch that is in place until 11 o'clock south of Dallas. Does include Waco and over towards the Abilene area as well. But here's the broader view of some of the wet weather that we are seeing from the Gulf Coast, Tennessee Valley, and then back into portions of Texas. We're dealing with it right now. We've got Mike Bettis standing by. He's going to track some of the severe storms in just a bit. But flash flood warning ongoing here. Borden, Dawson, and Howard counties until 6:15 local time there. Numerous reports of flooding ongoing in those areas. And then off to the south and east, we continue to deal with it in Mitchell County until 7 o'clock. Another flash flood warning and ongoing rain in there as well. The storms aren't moving a whole lot, which is very troublesome. Now, we're finally starting to get the rain here out of Haskell, McIntosh, and Pittsburgh counties here in Oklahoma. That's some great news, but there's still a flash flood warning until 7:30. Then you head east, crossing the state line now into Arkansas. You notice a big shield of rain encompassing a good chunk of the state from Little Rock, working along Interstate 40 to the northwest. Well, in around Fort Smith, flash flood warning here for you. That includes Greenwood and Van Buren until 11 o'clock local time there. So a lot of ongoing flood issues with all that rain. Then back along the Gulf Coast, continuing to follow this cluster here, that continues to slowly work on off towards the east. We've cleared out in Mobile, same around Pensacola, but Crestview, you're getting wet, and we've got a few spotty showers and a few storms here across north and central sections of Georgia. We'll be on the unsettled side in the ATL over the next few days. Well, for more on some of the the storms in the south. Let's head to the lab now with Mike Bettis. Mike?
Well, the setup is this, Alex. We've got a low that's formed here in Texas, and frontal boundary, that's become the trigger now for some strong storms that begin to pop here across Texas. Some of those storms going severe because we've got some large hail in many of them. There's our low parked right in the middle of the state, especially right around that low as we're getting most of the stronger storms right now. In fact, one has popped up here south of the Dallas area. Let's get you into that. We've actually got a cluster of 3 storms. The southern 2 are kind of merging right now, but Anderson, Freestone, and Limestone counties under severe thunderstorm warnings. Groesbeck, Mahé, and Teague, severe thunderstorm warning until 6:30, so those cities are under the gun. Put on the high-resolution radar here, and we're going to tilt this a little bit three-dimensionally so you can see that we do have especially that lead storm high cloud tops here. We could be pushing 40,000+ feet, and so strong updrafts supporting some large hail in those storms. And then we take you over these storms around Abilene and Brownwood. In particular, this one in the Brownwood area. You can see how it's formed more of a backward C here, so we're getting more of a gusting out of this storm. Not as much hail, a little bit more wind. So Brown County and the city of May, severe thunderstorm warning until 6:30 local time. I'm going to slow this down, and I'm going to put some lightning on it, okay? And you can see that we've got a strong storm, and where you see some white or purple on the map, that's where you see hail originally. And notice how that is waned. But where you have the strong build in the storm and that hail that forms, you get a separation of charges. So where we had the hail, the lightning really popped up. But notice how the lightning's really gone away since the hail has gone away, and now more or less a wind threat than anything else. And you can see on the hail tracker here, the bigger hail was way back here when the storm was really mature, and now it's really begun to taper off as it approaches May. You may get some pea-sized hail out of that storm, but it looks like the hail is collapsing out of it right now. Here's a look at the larger area where we've got severe weather to watch today. Certainly Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, and Austin, but even extending all the way eastbound into, say, Baton Rouge and New Orleans, couldn't rule out some severe thunderstorms here through the evening. But then you take into account the big issues out ahead of that, where we've got big flooding rain that could be moving in for the remainder of the week. A large bullseye here for Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Another 3 to 5 inches of rain, although some of the storms that we've seen today, especially really close to the coastline here, especially I-10, Panhandle of Florida, we've been seeing 2 to 3 inch rainfall rates an hour in some of the heaviest confined thunderstorms. But flash flood watch is in effect here across the Gulf Coast, and it doesn't take a lot of rain, especially when you go to saturated ground, to get some flooding. The good news, the silver lining in all this is it's very helpful to our dry conditions. They get a little bit of a drought going on here in Alabama and Georgia. It looks like the rain that we get this week, which will be plentiful, will completely wipe out this drought in the south. In fact, yesterday we had more than 7 inches in Mobile. That in itself would have been enough to wipe out the drought. But knowing now, guys, we're going to go another 4 or 5 days with rain, it's a foregone conclusion the drought will be completely gone by the end of the week.
All right, thanks, Mike, for putting a positive spin on that at least. The cleanup continues in northern Illinois after an EF4 tornado blasted through Rochelle and Fairdale last Thursday evening. Progress has been slow as some roads in the area are still not clear of debris. And the power company is hopeful that services will be restored by tomorrow. 2 people died as a result of that tornado that also destroyed more than 20 buildings. And this is new footage of the beginning of that massive twister. Ed Hilkler helped capture that the formation of the storm in Franklin Grove, Illinois. That's southwest of Rochelle. Watch as the tornado touches down there. You can see it's still in its rope phase, but some other footage we have for you from this weekend shows how big that storm eventually got. This is what Sam Smith saw from the highway on shore of the tornado track, and with nowhere really to go, he was stuck in the path of that monster. 10 minutes from now, Mike Bettis and our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, will break down this incredible footage and show you what the driver did right and what he did wrong as the storm approached. Meanwhile, tonight we're also getting new pictures in from East Texas. This is showing EF2 damage from a tornado that touched down last week. These photos coming into us from the National Weather Service in Shreveport. And as you can see, the damage a lot lighter than the EF4. This tornado brought winds of 105 to 115 miles an hour. It happened on Thursday, which was the same day as that EF4 tornado hit Illinois. Alex?
All right, well, snow in April. Come on, can we be done with it? Well, ahead on Weather Center Live, we are tracking a system that could bring up to a foot of snow to Colorado by the end of the week. We'll time out the chance for snow. That's all after your local on the 8s.
This program brought to you by LifeLock. You have only one identity. Protect it with the best.
Hey, Mike, it's Lucy from LifeLock. Good news. We just learned your case is closed and your stolen retirement funds are finally being restored.
Lucy, wow.
That 401k is 2 years in the mailroom, 10 in customer service, and the last 5 as sales director.
That's some resume.
Try raising teenagers.
You only have one identity. Protect it with the best. LifeLock.
TruGreen presents the Yardleys.
Hello?
You did?
You really? Ding dong.
Oh, the pizza's here.
Hey, come on in.
Right.
Whoa! Lose the sneakers, pal. Kind of a thing.
This is more than a lawn. This is a TruGreen lawn.
Sorry.
Live life outside with TruGreen, America's #1 lawn care company. Spring is on. Start your TruGreen lawn plan today.
Bye now.
TruGreen. Live life outside.
A moment is easy to miss. I mean, it happens so fast. But when you catch one, you keep it forever. Don't miss a moment. The Stanley Cup playoffs begin Wednesday. Every game, every night.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 75, winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, sun and a few passing clouds, high 87, winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday night, mostly clear skies, chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening, low 74. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera. Oh my God! Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight, wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hang Up Tires.
We come by almost every day to deliver your mail.
So if you have any packages you want to return, you should just give them to us.
Since we're going to be here anyway, it's kind of a no-brainer.
良質熟練の技革新1000年の歴史を持つ文化が最先端の製造技術を使うと待てよあれこれってクライスラー
Reliability is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
Looking live at Denver, Colorado. Pretty picture here for us. Got a few clouds overhead, but blue skies showing up. A little bit of sun in upper 60s. Nice and mild. But yeah, look at the bottom of your screen there. It says up to 3 inches of snow this week. It's not out of the question. We could see that here in the city, but it's not that unusual. In fact, the month of April, one of the snowier months in the year, but doesn't mean we have to like it, right? But let's talk about this threat for snow that's going to be coming on into the Rockies here as we head into the mid part of our week. Let's focus in on Denver here and show you how the next few will work out. This is Wednesday now. By Wednesday afternoon, temperatures mid-50s, so generally going to be talking about liquid rain coming in. But then by Thursday, as things start to chill down a bit, we mix in a bit of snow. Friday morning, continuing with the precipitation, that should start to come to an end by the late morning. And notice we'll start to warm up as well. So Denver, for you, you're sort of right on that edge of having to deal with the snow. Right now, it's more of a mixture. It's all coming from what is taking place here on the West Coast. Got a bit of a cold frontal boundary moving on in. Right now, bringing in a few showers into the Pacific Northwest, parts of western Washington and Oregon seeing some of that. And as that slides its way east, it's going to bring in some chillier air. So a big dip in the jet stream here, a trough that gets carved out here in the west. So we'll have some chilly air in place. Question is, how cold will it get, and where it's going to be, where the moisture sets up as well for us here across the Front Range. All right, so tomorrow, here it goes. We start you off into the intermountain regions. Anywhere in the blue, it's all snow. The pinks, that's where it's more of a rain and snow mix. So we have a little bit of that across Montana, working into Wyoming. Then we'll move into Wednesday. So here's the mid part of the week, and we start to see that action getting into now northern portions of the state of Colorado. All the way up through Wyoming into Montana. We've got that sort of swath of snow to contend with in those areas. Now, some of these spots have already seen some snow. This is since Friday, some of the snow that we have seen. It looks like the bullseye into Idaho, where we've seen a good 5 to 8 inches of snow. Otherwise, most areas 1 to 3, maybe up to 3 to 5 in some locations. But what we'll see coming through Wednesday is, again, a general swath here of about 3 to 5 with some pockets of some higher totals. East of Salt Lake could see 5 to 8, and then working into Wyoming, another area here where we could see 5 to 8 inches of snow. So yes, spring moves on, but in this part of the country, well, still dealing with snow, Keith.
Yeah, a little while for them still. Rain, meanwhile, is the issue across the south, from Texas all the way into Florida this week. Much like the school bus in Fort Worth this morning, driving through deep water during the my Boston came out big there, huh? Water, and during the morning commutes. So I thought I had lost that thing. They just drilled it out of me when I was in school for TV, but it still happens. Hey, here's a look at Dallas. 66 degrees right now, overcast. There's some storms across Texas. Not so much, though, in the Dallas area at the moment, but they're going to be in on the rain. We're less concerned about the severe weather threat this week than we are just the rain over and over again. Let's show you Interstate 20 here, because Interstate 20, we showed you 10 before. Now we go northward to 20 to show you where the rain's going to be here through tonight, pretty much everywhere. Dallas is included, even though it's not raining right now. Into Jackson, into Atlanta. It was raining in Atlanta when I came in here just a few hours ago. And by tomorrow, heaviest rain should be across southern parts of Louisiana, but Interstate 20, still some showers and storms. More scattered stuff in through Dallas at that point, so not really, really heavy, because we do think the focus of that will be down across southern Louisiana and into Mississippi as well. And here we are on Wednesday. We should get the rain out of Dallas, at least for a little while on Wednesday. Shreveport, some rain. Jackson, again into Atlanta. Interstate 20 in Atlanta can get really nasty 2 times. One during rush hour, the other when it rains really heavily, and that's what we could be dealing with as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. Let's take it to Atlanta, actually. Speaking of that, Interstate 20. And here's a little shower coming on through here. We're looking at Atlanta, and we're going to see some heavy downpours coming in. And I'll tell you what, they can have some big problems on the roads when that happens. Alex?
Indeed. Well, what would you do if you were stuck on the road and a massive tornado was pushing towards you? Mike Bettison, severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes, will break down some new footage of a man who was nearly caught in last week's EF4.
Gonna wash the dust off my soul. Gonna listen to some rock and roll. No cares, come what may. I'm making a beautiful day.
You're only young once, unless you have a Subaru.
The Subaru XV Crosstrek. Symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 34 mpg. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Barry's thoughts on Gain Flings. Holy macaroni. Holy macaroni. That's no regular Gain. This little thingamajig is some kind of super duper special game. Special game. Super duper. Super duper. If Minos had thumbs, I'm pretty sure they'd be up right now. It doesn't, right? Minos has no thumbs. Gain Flings. With 50% more scent, you'd give it 3 thumbs up, if you could.
Zantac heartburn alert. Stop. Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
A home is more than just a house. And an office is more than just a place to work. ServiceMaster is here to offer home and business services when you need them most. We take on jobs big and small. From coast to coast, there's no project we haven't seen before. We do it all for you.
I'm Matt Paxton from TV's Hoarders. I clean the messiest homes across the country. When I need help, I count on ServiceMaster Clean. Call or visit them online.
Downpours of rain, lightning and thunder.
If you're hearing my voice, if you have a shelter, get in it right now.
Throughout the day, we're going to see another band of strong storms coming through.
Whoa, that'll blow you down the beach.
Take shelter now.
Just incredible.
The storms continue to race east right now.
We are watching those storms. If a tornado watch or warning were to come out, we'll let you know immediately.
I had a love-hate relationship with my weight. Dieting, I hate that word. For me, counting calories doesn't work. Weighing in doesn't work. And not eating the foods that I love, that never works. I needed a plan that was simple and tasted great. And the plan that worked for me, Nutrisystem.
Lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's Fast 5 Plus kit. Lose 5 pounds in your first week, plus 1 inch off your waist or your money back, guaranteed.
Nutrisystem gives you exactly what you need. And I lost 40 pounds. My energy is back, and I can't stop smiling about it.
Order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan right now, including Fast 5 Plus. Get 1 week of specially selected meals, plus 1 week of energizing shakes to rev your metabolism, free. And 1 week of Craving Crusher shakes to crush those cravings, free.
If you really want to lose weight, you need a plan that works. No starving, no suffering. You need Nutrisystem.
Call 877-811-THIN right now and get Fast 5 Plus with shakes free.
Stay tuned for your Local on the 8s, brought to you by Olive Garden. Discover the delicious new things Olive Garden is bringing to the table.
You love our greatest? Now try our latest. Olive Garden's irresistible new duos, featuring 2 delicious entrees on 1 plate. Get a taste of what you love, like classic chicken parmesan, paired with new tastes to explore, like chicken Lombardi in a creamy Alfredo. Or enjoy our lasagna classico and savory sausage rigatoni, all served with salad and fresh-baked breadsticks. 4 all-new Italian duos, starting at just $11.99. Olive Garden, we're all family here. Order Olive Garden to go on your smartphone.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 75. Winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, sun and a few passing clouds. High 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday night, mostly clear skies. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 74. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is a tornado, and I cannot tell which way it is going, so I don't know how to get away from it. But it looks like it's coming right towards me.
Absolutely incredible video into us here at the Weather Channel. You just heard Sam Smith's reaction when he got too close to that EF4 tornado.
Man, he was steady.
He was.
Wow. Wow, that's the tornado that tore through the towns of Rochelle and Fairdale, Illinois, killing 2 women. This video like this is what we use to help keep you and your family safe in severe weather.
All right, let's bring in expert analysis, Mike Bettis and Dr. Greg Forbes. And guys, we want to talk about what he did right, what he did wrong. Also, can we talk about how calm he was? This is a tornado coming towards me.
I mean, amazing. Here to find out, though, he was actually on the phone with his son, trying not to sound panicked.
Trying not to get his son panicked. That's exactly
amazing. So,
yeah.
All right, let's run you through this video. When you take a look at this, Dr. Forbes, a couple of things that went right, a couple of things that went wrong. He's heading southbound on the highway here with the tornado off to his west.
Yeah, for one, he's gotten too close to the tornado. At this point, of course, he didn't see it coming until right about at this point, and then he did stop. So he got too close. Would have been better if he could have somehow gone in the reverse direction and gone back where he had come from, because this is going to come perilously close to him. But
there's a grass median there. It may have been difficult. It dipped a little bit too. It may have not been the best thing. It could have got stuck in some muddy grass there or something like that. He ends up parking it right near an overpass, and the storm comes very close to him.
Yeah, and he backed up ever so slightly to be under the overpass, which with very strong winds that wound up coming in from the north, channeling probably through that overpass, he got very lucky because at one point in the video he says he feels like the truck is almost ready to be picked up. If the tornado had come ever so slightly closer, the channeling effect might very well have picked him up and sent him into the tornado.
So close to this, you can see the inflow into it, you can see the debris, and you can actually see multi-vortexes within this.
Yeah, let's go. We have a clip here where we pause and we can see that multi-vortex tornado right there. Can you see the little bit of an opening, lighter space? So there's one of the multi-vortex tornadoes, and of course the whole edge of the tornado is over here. So that is revolving about the parent tornado. And if one of those had happened to come right over him, it would have likely picked him up.
And those can be stronger than the parent tornado.
Oh yeah, they add 50 to 100 mile per hour to the parent tornado wind. Probably the thing he did best there was once he stopped, he crouched down inside the vehicle and let the vehicle at least offer him as much as much protection as he could. But debris was hitting the vehicle.
There was no real opportunity for a ditch. We don't see a ditch here. He couldn't have got down in that. The new recommendation from the Red Cross is to stay in your vehicle. We don't want you to get in a ditch. Put your seatbelt on and duck down below the windows.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. You could see how much his vehicle was shaking around there. And at the very end, you could see debris going from right to left and maybe a little bit from behind him as it was being pulled in from the northwest. Initially, you could see debris going across the road from left to right. That was east wind. So he got east wind, northeast, north, and then northwest winds. He was sort of up on the north edge. That's the weak edge of the tornado.
Goodness.
If he had been on the south edge where the strongest winds are, he would not have been so lucky.
How close would you guess he is here?
Within 50 yards probably of the fastest winds on the north side of the tornado.
Yeah, amazing stuff. A pretty lucky guy. You can even see then how the trees are all bending in the other direction. The best thing he could have done was stop sooner and then really got his bearings and let the tornado go by.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys, back to you. Crazy stuff.
Absolutely, that's amazing video. Before we go to break, here's your weather wellness for today.
Yeah, now that the weather is getting warmer, well, make sure you drink plenty of water before, during, and after your outdoor workouts. And don't be surprised if at first the regular workout routine feels a little tougher than usual.
Yeah, I usually bench 350, and it's gotten harder since it's been warm.
That's
Body working overtime to keep you cool, so you might not have the staying power you would at lower temperatures. If you run long distances, make sure you replace electrolytes so that you don't cramp up. Gatorade, stuff like that has electrolytes in it. So some good tips, Alex, as it gets warmer.
Yeah, absolutely. We all got to get back in shape right after the
You can
long
wear a shirt,
winter.
though. You don't have to. You could wear a shirt.
Weather Wellness brought to you by CVS Health. Health is everything.
We all enter this world with a shout. Robert! And we see no reason to stop. So CVS Health is creating industry-leading programs and tools that help people stay on medicines as their doctors prescribed. It could help save tens of thousands of lives every year. And that would be something worth shouting about. CVS Health, because health is everything.
Capri Sun, with no high fructose corn syrup and no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. Those are your rules. Their rules?
There's 5 people who are it. You gotta hit the target. You can go over or under.
Let them figure them out. Everything they love, and now with no high fructose corn syrup.
Nice! I found 10th base!
Capri Sun. Go ahead. Let them push play.
I've got plans, and this is my baby right now. So it's just not the right time to get pregnant. That's why I chose Skyla. Skyla is the small, flexible IUD that prevents pregnancy for up to 3 years. So for me, there are no daily pills or monthly refills. I got my Skyla placed in just a few minutes at my OBGYN's office. And if I want to try to get pregnant, I can get it removed whenever I want.
If you have a pelvic infection, get infections easily, or have certain cancers, don't use Skyla. Less than 1% of users get a serious infection called PID. If you have persistent pelvic or stomach pain, or if Skyla comes out, tell your doctor. Skyla may attach or go through the uterus and cause other problems. Pregnancy while using Skyla is uncommon, but can be life-threatening and may result in loss of pregnancy or fertility. Ovarian cysts may occur, but usually disappear. Bleeding and spotting may increase in the first 3 to 6 months and remain irregular. Periods over time usually become shorter, lighter, or may stop. Skyla does not protect against HIV or STDs.
Talk to your OBGYN about making the move to Skyla.
Check with your insurance to find out if you can get Skyla at no cost.
Smart, Kevin. Spring? Well, flowers are for girls. Come on. I'm gonna go check on the flowers. Thought flowers were for girls. Yeah, they are.
Take on the joys of spring with low prices you can trust every day at Walmart.
Bridgestone's new Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and go up to 50 miles.
We can drive 50 miles on a flat, and you have an app that makes nails pop up?
Yep.
We could rule the world. But I have that carpool at 3, though, so
that time
we could, mess with the world.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere.
And then it was silent.
This was it.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 75. 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, sun and a few passing clouds. High 87. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday night, mostly clear skies. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 74. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather ever caught on camera. Oh my God! Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. Heavy rain leading to flash flooding. That's the threat across the south this week from Texas all the way east to Florida.
Yeah, scenes like this one out of West Texas. This deluge in La Mesa, Texas. Cars struggling to make it through that brown, muddy water.
Well, we look now live now from New Orleans to the ATL, the South. No doubt about it, soaked tonight. In fact, the Braves playing the Marlins there in Atlanta in a rain delay. All thanks to the rain that is going on there. New Orleans, right now looking pretty good, but you know what? We're looking for both of these areas to be drenched all week. These storms bring the potential for some flooding, and that's something that we're keeping a very close eye on. Keith?
I went to the Brave game just last night, Alex. Bought a nice $12 beer there. It was great. They lost as well. Let's talk about what's going on in the South this week. That's our big story. It's going to rain, rain, rain for the next couple of days. Computer models have been consistent with this for a while. A little severe weather in Texas. Not a ton, a little bit though. Otherwise, it's all rain, and that's the main threat, the heavy rain over the next few days. It's a cumulative thing that we'll be watching. Here in through Jacksonville, some rain. Watching Pensacola as well. They saw about 11 inches of rain so far, so anything that adds to that's going to be a problem, though I will say that part of Florida does a pretty good job. The flash flood guidance, as they say, how much rain it takes to flash flood is quite high across northern parts of Florida. Here's Little Rock, raining pretty heavily there. Interstate 40 flash flood watches, warnings I should say, out Interstate 40 as you head off to the west of Little Rock. Otherwise, in through Memphis, another area of rain is going to be lifting on there as well. And here's that severe weather. Again, it's scattered. It's kind of interesting little cells out there. A couple of these are hailers. That's why we've seen some severe thunderstorm warnings. Otherwise, notice this little flash flood warning here, because see how that rain is training over the same spot over and over again, and then also flash flood warning to the northwest of San Angelo. So a few of them out there, and as we look forward in time, you're going to see a couple inches of rain total, and this is what we've had so far. There's Pensacola, 4.7 on the radar, but look at this heavy swath right offshore. So what we'll watch here over the next couple of days is where these maximum points of rain end up falling. If they end up falling in some of the bigger areas, urban flooding could be an issue there. Otherwise, a drought killer here, which is some good news with several inches of rain all the way through Friday. For more analysis on this stubborn wet pattern. Let's go to Mike Bettis.
All right, thank you very much, Keith. We're definitely watching an opportunity for some strong weather out there, including severe weather across the state of Texas, as we've got a frontal boundary and a low that's kicking everything off. So there we go, from San Angelo and Abilene over toward Waco. This is really cutting right between Dallas and Austin. Severe thunderstorm watch until 11 o'clock this evening. We'll get you down into some of these storms and show you specifically what we're looking at. Again, things are really firing along that stationary front. We'll take you south and east of Dallas. These storms around Fairfield and Palestine. These storms have been producing some pretty good hail, but noticing in the last couple of scans of the radar, the storms have really come down in intensity. The cloud tops have come way down. The hail has really diminished. You can see that on the three-dimensional radar here. We once had 40,000 plus cloud tops, and now they've come almost completely collapsed down. I wouldn't expect them to extend this warning at all. Take you back over around Abilene. We've had flash flood issues, so we've got some issues around Mitchell County with a flash flood warning there, and our severe thunderstorm warning near Brownwood has since expired. Again, the hail threat is going down with that particular storm, but the threat will extend through the remainder of the evening for this large area. It does include most of the large metro areas in Texas: Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, Houston. We all have a threat for some strong storms that could contain some large hail and some winds. Wouldn't be shocked to see maybe some brief spin-ups of funnels here along the front, but even severe weather over into Louisiana, including, say, Lafayette and Baton Rouge, and back towards, say, New Orleans, too. The extended forecast through the remainder of the week, though, doesn't have a ton of severe weather, but it definitely has a lot of rain. Huge area of rain here across the southeast, 3 to 5 inches still likely to come in Louisiana and Mississippi and in Alabama. Flash flood watches are in effect. New Orleans, that is us. Also over toward Panama City and through the panhandle of Florida. We've got pretty sandy soil here in Florida, and it drains pretty well, so it takes a lot of rain to cause some flooding here. Flash flooding, and needed in 3 hours, 3 inches of rain in this light green area. So it's going to take a lot of rain, but not nearly as much as farther up you go north here, 2.5 inches or so in a matter of 3 hours. We could get that in one single thunderstorm if it doesn't move too fast and it potentially trains right over that area. For a place like Mobile, we've already had a ton of rain. Yesterday, we had more than 7 inches of rain just in one day. We've probably got another 3 to 4 inches to go here in Mobile, so the flooding will continue. New Orleans, another 4+ inches coming our way this week, so the flood issues will be exacerbated by that. Not one single day here, guys, that's dry, by the way, so if you're looking for some sunshine, you might have to wait till after the weekend even, because it is just a soggy setup for the remainder of the week.
Oh, it just gets tiresome after a while. Thank you so much, Mike. Well, we move to the northeast, and you're going to want to keep the umbrellas handy, too. New York, Philly, D.C., you'll see some showers, thunderstorms possible, as well as a cold front sweeps its way through the area. The good news, though, severe threat is going to be on the low end of the scale. But we do have some wet weather to deal with. The good news, again, this thing's going to be moving through and not just hanging around here in the northeast. So let's track it as we slide our way on into a spot like New York City. Through tonight, looking quiet. It's tomorrow morning that we see some of those showers. And again, showers, not looking for anything hefty. Should be done by the time we start to work our way in towards lunchtime. Temperatures by noon, 59 degrees, and looks like just some cloudy skies. And that's what we've got ongoing here across the northeast now. Just a few clouds moving through, but it is dry. You have to head west before you run into anything. And that's where we have our cold front. And there it is. And the showers associated with it right now moving through the eastern lakes, Ohio Valley. That's what's going to spread east and bring us some of the rain here as we head on into tomorrow. So here's tonight, watching those showers moving through the interior parts of the northeast through the overnight period. And then tomorrow morning, now it hits that 95 corridor. But again, moves through fairly quickly. So by the afternoon, should be dry in Portland, Boston, down towards northern Jersey. But hanging out here in the mid-Atlantic, that's where we'll keep those showers going, generally south of the Mason-Dixon line. Keith?
All right, thanks, Alex. Just 3 days after an EF4 tornado touched down in northern Illinois, hundreds of people came together to reflect on what happened in their small towns. They gave thanks for the lives spared, mourned the 2 that were lost, and look forward to what they still have. Reporter Katie Kim from our affiliate WMAQ was there for the Sunday services.
Congregations gathered with heavy hearts.
Just knowing the other night, a few days ago, that such a monster was coming through the area.
This thing's getting big, Mom.
This week's deadly tornadoes gave churchgoers in Rochelle a new perspective.
We're really thankful for our families and, thankful for what God has blessed us with.
That spirit was tested for so many families who lost their homes and their loved ones. 2 neighbors in Fairdale were killed when the twisters ripped through that town. TJ Riggs lost just about everything.
Lose my home and my business.
Riggs ran his construction business on the 1st floor. He says he's thankful no one was inside when the tornado hit. Today, he's starting over.
Buildings can be rebuilt, tools can be rebought, but people can't be brought back.
Eloy Hernandez of Rochelle says he feels the same way. This is what his home used to look like. This is what's left.
Hey, we're alive, and we can, everything else is just, it's, you can replace.
Some things you can't, like Hernandez's wife's wedding band. His neighbors combed through the rubble to look for it. His community says that is a testament.
We help one another in action
and in faith.
In these ashes and this destruction and the loss, and no matter how bad things can seem, there's always hope.
All right, there's a report for you, a good one at that. Let's talk about what the forecast is while people continue to pick up the pieces here. Some good news in all of this. The forecast looks really nice. Severe weather threat non-existent for the next couple days in Fairdale. Temperatures upper 60s, a little bit of wind here on Wednesday, but obviously the last thing they would have wanted, not only another chance for severe weather, but a chance for rain. They get neither of those over the next couple of days. All that wet weather will be down to the south, a ridge of high pressure in place across much of the Midwest, including Illinois. So that is good for them, despite what Mother Nature has done in the past. Alex?
Well, we continue to monitor flooding. That's been problematic in parts of Texas today. This is some video into us from the Fort Worth area. We'll get an update on where those floodwaters are still covering roadways and which areas need to be on alert tonight.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 75, winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, sun and a few passing clouds, high 87, winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday night, mostly clear skies, chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening, low 74. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Our oath isn't an empty gesture. It's the heart and soul of Terminix Nation. The Terminix Ultimate Protection Guarantee. A vow that we kill every termite in your home. Not here, not now, not in my house. Terminix.
Introducing new Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. This changes everything. New Flonase outperforms a leading allergy pill, so you will inhale life. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control 1 substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. So roll down your windows, hug your pet, dust off some memories, make new ones. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
True Green presents the Yardleys.
Sorry.
This is more than a lawn. This is a True Green lawn. Live life outside with True Green, America's #1 lawn care company. Spring is on. Start your True Green lawn plan today. True Green, live life outside.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier tire, even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't, thanks to Evergrip technology. The Michelin Premier tire, safe when new, safe when worn.
Your eyes really are unique.
In fact, they depend on a unique set of nutrients. That's why there's Ocuvite, to help protect your eye health.
As you age, your eyes can lose vital nutrients. Ocuvite helps replenish key eye nutrients. Ocuvite is a vitamin made just for your eyes from the eye care experts at Bausch & Lomb. Ocuvite has a unique formula that's just not found in any leading multivitamin.
Your eyes are unique.
So help protect your eye health with Ocuvite.
This award season, the red carpet has shades of green. The spotlight shines all day. And the Jeep Grand Cherokee lets you go where others can't.
Running wild and running free. 2 kids, you and me. I say, hey, hey.
So you end up with the best seats in the house. The 2015 Jeep Award Season event. Introducing the new Can-Am Spyder F3. With a cruising riding position and the most advanced vehicle stability system in the industry, you'll ride with a feeling of complete freedom and confidence. Visit your Can-Am Spyder dealer and test drive one today. The new Spyder F3. Riding has evolved.
Constant Contact gives you all the best email marketing tools, like newsletters and event invites. So whether you run a small business or a nonprofit, you can connect with, well, everyone. Try email marketing free at ConstantContact.com.
Well, some new photos into us from the Fort Worth Fire Department. This is flooding happening right now in this area. This is some pretty heavy stuff ongoing. You can see the cars up almost over the roof from trucks as well. Looks relatively localized, but some heavy stuff still going on there and into the sidewalk as well. This is part of the risk that we have through the week here across the South with this system that just doesn't want to go anywhere, just raining itself out. Alex?
Yeah, we certainly saw flooding cause some problems throughout the day in Texas, the Fort Worth area especially. Well, for an update on what is happening right now, we've got Richard Harrison who joins us on the phone. He's the battalion chief with the Fort Worth Fire Department. And Richard, thanks so much for joining us here this evening. Now, have you had any reports of water rescues today?
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on. This morning, just after 8 o'clock, the rain started coming in earnest, and about 8:30, the water rescue started coming in and ran pretty intense for about an hour. Ended up having 7 cars that were submerged or caught in the water, and had 6 people that we had to assist or rescue out of the water.
Now, did everyone make it out without any major incident?
It did. We didn't have any transports off of that. We were able to get everybody back to dry land safe, and just a lesson learned for everybody.
Absolutely. Now, we've seen the video of some of the water covering the roadways. Has that water now receded?
It did. It's the nature of the storms. They come in, and the flash flooding happens that quick, and it goes away almost as fast. So everything returned back to normal within a couple of hours of the storms passing through.
Now, do you anticipate to have any trouble spots as we start to move our way into the overnight hours?
Well, that'll all be dependent on the rain. We're certainly familiar with what can happen in the conditions, how quickly they can deteriorate. So we'll just keep an eye on the weather, and as the storms come in, if they make it here, we'll anticipate more problems and be ready for them.
And speaking of that, what can people do? You guys, we're getting into that time of the year where we get these storms that fire up very quickly. And as you said, that flash flooding can happen very quickly. What can drivers do to keep themselves safe and help you guys out with your jobs?
Yeah, I think the very first thing is situational awareness. We pay attention to forecasts and anticipate what may be coming. But once the storms are on us, you just have to know what to do. And the big thing we're pushing is turn around, don't drown. It's just so easy to underestimate how easily that water can get your car out from under you, and want to avoid having to go through that at all if we can. So, leave yourself plenty of time, and if your way's blocked by water, wait until it recedes or just find another route. But we definitely don't want you driving through the water.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Well, Richard Harrison, thank you so much. Battalion Chief with the Fort Worth Fire Department. We certainly appreciate you updating us on the situation around the Fort Worth area. Keith?
All right, thanks, Alex. And probably more scenes like that as the week progresses, because our main story here is the rain across the south and southeast. Through tomorrow, it continues to rain, gets into the northeast, but it's not going to be as persistent in the northeast, so we're not concerned about the flooding there. Wednesday, still raining here. Meanwhile, another system moves into the Rockies, and that'll be snow for the higher terrain particularly, and then valley rain. But there will be some snow maybe Wednesday night, Thursday morning in through Denver. So we're going to have to watch Denver. That's the big city that could possibly see some accumulating snow. Very, very tenuous, though, the balance between the warm air and the cold air. So we'll watch that on Thursday. Meanwhile, still raining across the south. Flooding continues to be a concern there. And then on Friday, what do you know? More rain here in through parts of the northeast as well. Basically, nothing really changes in the pattern from now all the way through Friday. Doesn't mean it's going to be raining the entire time down across the south and southeast. It won't. But there'll be a chance of rain and the heavy stuff here in again on Saturday. You don't even buy yourself a nice weekend in a place like Atlanta. It's still going to be socked in. Pretty warm, actually, 77, but raining. Raining in New York, raining in Boston as well. High pressure retreats now into the northern plains and upper Midwest as we head into Saturday. And that storm system that brought us snow in the Rockies will be gone at that point. As we head into Sunday, still no clearing across the southeast. So Georgia, South Carolina here, Mississippi, Alabama, still raining. Into Texas, still raining. We'll probably clear out a decent weekend into the northeast, 63 in New York, 59 in Boston, but wet for 6 or 7 days down in the south. Alex?
All right, Keith. Well, coming up after the break, how about some flying fish? Yeah, that's what you're seeing right there. I can't wait to figure out what this story is as well. I'm going to figure that out during the commercial break, so don't go anywhere. We're going to detail what's going on next.
Yeah! Fish on! Come on, get together.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hang up tires.
We have a tornado on the ground. It's moving. We know you can't control the weather. That's looking good. So we build things to harness it. That's awesome.
They hit the water. Game on.
Up here in Southeast Alaska, Coast Guard's last line up at Ben's.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 75, winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, sun and a few passing clouds, high 87, winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday night, mostly clear skies, chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening, low 74. Here's our 7-day outlook.
I recommend Nature Made vitamins because I trust their quality. They were the first to have a vitamin verified by USP, an independent organization that sets strict quality and purity standards.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended letter vitamin brand.
To you, they're more than just a pet. So protect them with Canine Advantix 2. Its broad spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes too. Canine Advantix 2 for the love of dog.
You pay your auto insurance premium every month on the dot. You're like the poster child for paying on time. And then one day, you tap the bumper of a station wagon. No big deal until your insurance company jacks up your rates. You freak out. What good is having insurance if you get punished for using it? Hey, insurance companies, newsflash. Nobody's perfect.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I've always been into biking, but I had kids, a job, other priorities. When I bought a house at Del Webb, I joined this group and started going on long rides a few times a week. I became obsessed with getting faster. I started shaving minutes off my time, and now seconds. Our trainer here has really helped me push through to the next level. What's it really like to own a home in a Del Webb community?
Just ask real homeowners at the community that interests you. Go to delwebb.com to find yours today.
Wanda, thank you for my flavor. And Mama Bag, thanks to you, I'm one fine-looking bag.
Get Checkers and Rally's fan favorite, the Philly cheesesteak with hot melted Swiss. Or try the new meatball sub, 2 for $5. Checkers and Rally's.
It's in the bag.
This is Pet Action Plus. Finally, a new flea and tick product that provides the exact same active ingredients as Frontline Plus, but sells for a fraction of the cost. Take action with Pet Action Plus.
Al Jazeera America Morning News. Start your day with a view of the world. Catch up on what happened overnight with a full morning brief. A fast-paced look at the top stories shaping your day.
Sending a strong message to the rest of the world.
Stories with impact, news with importance.
People gotta have water.
Get a first-hand look with in-depth reports and investigations. And the latest from the worlds of science, tech, health, and culture. No matter where you are in the country, start weekdays with Al Jazeera America Morning News, Channel 107.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight, wild weather at 8. Coming up next.
Well, check out this incredible footage from over Lubbock, Texas. From the weekend, this is time-lapse of a thunderstorm that brought severe weather just east of the city. I mean, just a picturesque view of a thunderstorm. You can see the clouds billowing up into the sky. And then as we turn our way into the nighttime, you start to see those flashes of lightning as well. Really an incredible view here. And again, time-lapse video from over Lubbock.
They call that cauliflower. You can see why. It has that kind of look to it.
All right, well, can you believe it? We're almost halfway through April, and snow still an issue in some places.
Yeah, some parts of the Rocky Mountains could see up to a foot of snow this week, thanks to a system that is now moving into the Pacific Northwest. Let's take a look now at Old Faithful. They got a cam on this in Yellowstone National Park. You know, I've never been there, but it's definitely on the list.
You see, you made fun of me because I said it was on my bucket list.
I said it's on the list, not the weird, creepy bucket list. The list at some point. Continue.
We're looking at some wintry weather that will be impacting the Rockies this week. Utah, Colorado, Wyoming. Going to see some valley rain and even some mountain snow as we head on into tomorrow. Mike Bettis in the lab tracking it all.
Did you just call his bucket list weird and creepy?
He's too young. He's too young for a bucket list.
Has a bucket list. There's no age
Start
limit
early.
On
this guy's like 25. He's like, well, hopefully by the time I'm 95,
retirement savings account. Start early. I'm with you. Yellowstone. Listen, the three of us, the three amigos, are road tripping to Yellowstone. None of us have been there before. Let's go. Hey, guys, yeah, Yellowstone is going to get some snow, and not far away, a place like Big Sky Resort's going to get some snow. This season, though, I'm going to take a look at this map. I think it tells us a lot here. These are the 21 Weather Channel named winter storms that we had this season. A lot of action in the east, plenty of action even in the south, and plenty of storm tracks that marched their way across the Midwest. But notice that we had a big void, really, across the west. Very little action. Not much happened for us in Colorado or Wyoming. Had a couple of things hit us in Montana. Some of those were early season storms, but California really got shut out. All right, so this next one that comes in, could this be our 22nd named storm? Could this be Venus as it marches away from the Pacific Northwest and may hit us pretty good here in the Colorado Rockies? What we're going to end up getting is some upslope flow, and how that works is we're going to get some energy that blows off of the northern Rockies, low, and a piece of that energy cuts south and then is replaced by high pressure, but it's that clockwise flow that brings us more or less an east wind, and an east wind coming into the mountains creates upslope flow. What that is air that comes in, then is forced up because the elevation of the mountains. That happens right at the foothills of the mountains where Denver is, and as it goes up into the resorts, you get air that cools and condenses very rapidly, and you maximize your snowfall rates here. here. So this is what we'll be looking at in the Rockies here, likely Wednesday into Thursday, and maybe tapering off by the time Friday rolls around. Through Wednesday, here's how much we're anticipating. In some spots here, as much as 5 to 8. Yellowstone, that could be us. We'll have some good late season skiing here in a place like Big Sky, where we've got 1 week to go in the season. And there's a look. How about that for Big Sky? They got plenty of open terrain here. In fact, they've got the largest acreage of any resort in America. And what a view, huh? But you only got 1 more week to ski there and Big Sky. But we've had a huge lack of snow across the West. Look at our big Colorado resorts here and the huge deficits from average. We had huge deficits in Breckenridge, Aspen. We're about 100 inches below average for snowfall, more than 100 inches below in Steamboat. So maybe a little bit of snow here late season will help us out. Steamboat, by the way, we're closed, but Bracken, Aspen, we're still open until this weekend. Denver, by the way, how much snow do we get? Temperatures so key. Because our elevation not as high as the resorts, our temperatures are pretty marginal. In fact, Thursday morning, you're at 33 degrees, so we're above freezing still, so I wouldn't anticipate much, if any, accumulation on the roadways. And with afternoon temperatures in the 40s and 50s for Thursday and Friday, I think we're going to get snow. I just don't think a lot of it ends up sticking. For Salt Lake City, our snow is on Wednesday, mostly in the morning. Afternoon temperatures are pretty warm, and by Thursday, we're sunshine with mid-50s, guys, so that's not sticking around either. So after this week, it looks like the snow is pretty much bringing an end to the ski season here in the West.
All right. Thank you so much, Mike. We appreciate it. We want to check some other weather headlines that are making the headlines out there.
Yeah, we start with the International Video of the Day. This weather conditions scrapped a launch here.
Yes, SpaceX postponed today's launch. It was the Falcon 9 rocket carrying the Dragon spacecraft is now scheduled for a 4:10 Eastern launch tomorrow. The scheduled launch is the 6th commercial resupply mission to the International Space Station.
Well, here's something you don't see every day, really. You're looking at a men's crew team from Washington University where they're practicing on Crevecoeur Lake. When this happened, Asian carp flying through the air. And I have to tell you, the name of the story was Flying Carp, and I read it quickly, and you get the gist.
Yeah.
That is awesome, though.
It is. As you said, you don't see that every day.
Do you see the spring break girl who freaked out over manatee? Have you seen this?
No.
Okay, everyone at home, go Google it. It's pretty fantastic. She freaks out. All right.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 75, winds southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, sun and a few passing clouds. High 87, winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday night, mostly clear skies. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm through the evening. Low 74. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back. Let's talk a little bit about our severe thunderstorm watch that we have. It's not spatially a very large one, but it does include Waco. It's down to the south outside of the metro Dallas area. And Interstate 20 here is kind of a dividing line. South of that is where we have our thunderstorm watch at the moment. Here are a couple of thunderstorms popping up. So far, they've been hailers. That's what we've seen, seeing very high stacked clouds. So 40,000 feet up in the air, that promotes hail growth pretty quickly. So we'll watch some of these cells, see if they can continue to pop up some hail. That's been the main threat. Damaging winds, maybe an isolated funnel cloud. We don't think there's a ton of rotation potential in here, so that's good news. Otherwise, we'll look at a flash flooding as the main concern across much of the south. Little Rock in the middle of some very heavy rain here. That'll continue through much of the evening. Pine Bluff and then into Memphis as well. Rainfall of 3 to 5 inches by the time this whole thing's said and done later on this week. All right, we'll continue to watch that. Otherwise, enjoy the show coming up next. That is Tornado Alley. Have a good night.
Wall of wind, water, and debris tears its way through downtown Miami. Nowhere in the city is safe when it's hit by one of nature's most destructive storms, an EF5 tornado. Thousands of cruise ship passengers find themselves directly in the path of this epic storm. In a matter of seconds, a force of titanic proportions is set to destroy the port of Miami. Miami is a sun lover's paradise that's home to 2.5 million people. Its urban landscape encompasses 35 square miles, stretching from the airport to Miami Beach. With its famous seaside resorts and cruise ships bound for the Caribbean, Miami welcomes 14 million tourists every year.
Almost any time of the year, you're going to see sunshine, and we're becoming a year-round destination, not just a winter escape for folks up north.
But today, these pleasure seekers will get more than they bargained for. Miami's sunny skies are giving way to a storm like nothing ever seen before. And in a city plagued by hurricanes, that's no small feat. On average, a hurricane hits South Florida every 2 to 3 years, potentially driving winds as high as 180 miles per hour. Hurricanes form deep in the tropics as warm, moist air rises and begins to rotate. Tornadoes form when polar winds aloft collide with a warm, moist air mass. Because Miami is in a subtropical region, large land-based twisters are extremely rare. But some say they are possible.
I think most people do focus on Miami-Dade County or South Florida as being hurricane country. But all year long, we're vulnerable to tornadoes.
People don't think about tornadoes when they think Miami. We get a day where there's really active weather and tornadoes are possible. You're not always sure that you're going to have their attention.
But the last tornado to strike Miami made sure everyone took notice. May 12, 1997. A funnel cloud forms dangerously close to downtown.
The tornado 1997 was about 100 to maybe 110 mile per hour winds, concentrated, only lasted 10 to maybe 15 minutes, and ended up going right out over the bay.
The twister inflicts just $500,000 in damage. But it proves a hurricane isn't the only weather threat to the city of Miami.
While we've had destructive hurricanes here in South Florida, there are no winds faster than the winds generated with a tornado.
Both storms can generate winds over 200 miles per hour.